not because of what we do. The scripture said, our God loved us even when we are sinners. In fact, those who are far away from God, the love of God increases more on them. It is different from pagans and idols. If you offend an idol or pagan gods, you become the enemy of those pagans. In fact, they can kill you or destroy you. But our own God is, the more we even offend him, the more the grace abound, the more he desires to welcome us back. An example is the prodigal son and the prodigal father. The father who lavishes enough love to that prodigal son who went out and destroyed everything and messed up everything. The father was there waiting and calling him to come back to him. So the question is, are you seeing God as that one whom you control by what you do? In the journey of Christian faith, as we are growing, we now notice that at a time, God will no longer desire what you do. God will like to be doing everything in you. You only be. At that level of being, many Christians will be disappointed that they are no longer doing things. They are measuring their holiness on what they do, but God will like them to be. So faith, through faith, will help us to understand that our God is not just idle we control by what we do, but God wants us to be. It is what we are. And what we should be is to have faith in him. When the energy is not there, when the strength has disappeared, what will remain is what we are. Praise the blood of Jesus Christ. And this understanding will destroy any form of miracle seekers or those who want to do great things so that God will be happy. Praise the blood of Jesus Christ. The last message mentioning those who are afraid because they are saying those whom their faith, their heart is restless. It is because they are measuring their love and faith in God on what they do. If we understand that God is God and should be allowed to be God, it will help us to develop love. And this love is simple, that God loves us not because of our effort, not because of what we do, not because of even anything, but because he created us in his own image and likeness. And there's nothing you can offer him that will add something in him or remove anything in him. God is fullness in himself, and we should know this. Praise the blood of Jesus Christ. Faith opens the door of trust. Some people see trust and faith as the same thing. But faith is just like what happened in the life of Abraham. God said to him, leave your father's house, go to a place, father's land, go to a place I will show you. Abraham trusted. For many years, Abraham did not have child. But Abraham remembered that God promised him, you will be the father of all nations. In the book of Genesis, Abraham waited and hoped and trust. When eventually the blessing came with only one child, God said, offer that same child to me. I will still fulfill my promise. Abraham said that, know that the same God who made this promise, who did not change his mind, may in one way or the other fulfill what he has already promised. In this way, faith does not see everything clear, but he still believes that God will do it. Abraham carried Isaac unto sacrifice. In fact, he almost killed Isaac when God restrained his hand and showed him what he will use for sacrifice. Faith makes that way that way, makes a way in that form. And what is important in that trust is yes. Great yes. What is yes? Yes simply means, here I am, I have come to do your will. Yes simply means, I am the handmaid of the Lord. Let it be done unto me as you have pleased. Yes also simply means, Lord, I am a man of little faith. Help my unbelief. So yes is just like surrendering everything to God. That is faith. In the Catholic Church, there are many things that we call mystery. Mystery in the sense that we cannot understand it with our human eyes. But the church has taught this. Church cannot deceive us. We have to say yes and allow God to reveal the truth. Those who struggle with education, with learning, to understand the mystery of God, got confused in the journey of faith. But the little children who believe and trust like those who have not known anything always discover that they come to know everything in the end. The mystery of God is revealed to the little, to the simple, to those who yield completely and say that powerful yes, here I am. The mother of God is an example. Look at her. On the day the angel called upon her and said, you will be the mother of God, she said yes. Having seen even the difficulty of a woman who has not known any man become pregnant. So the power of God Most High will overshadow you, and you will now give birth to a son, and his name shall be called Holy. In this way, Mary surrendered to the what we call something that is beyond human imagination, that someone will become pregnant without knowing any man. Power of God. With God, everything is possible. This is exactly what the faith of the church is teaching. And until we know this, the world will no longer will be televising us. But when we have faith, the world will not televise us anymore. Satan will not televise us anymore. Our difficulties will not televise us. We will be marching in the midst of all the difficulties in this world and remain firm. Why many young girls of our age are being televised? By monitoring evil spirits, by claims that somebody is waging your progress or holding your marriage. It's simple because we are lacking faith. Under this canopy of this sun, nothing happened without the permission and the approval of God. I don't know how many of you who believe in this statement. Nothing happened under this sun, with the exception of sin, which is human will, without the permission and approval of God. Nothing, including death. And it is only God, with his wisdom, who rule everything. The other one I say, with the exception of will, human will, God created man in his will that you will either believe or not to believe. It is only man that participates in divine person, in God's divinity, in his freedom. We share in God's nature in our freedom of choosing good and choosing what we feel like. Like this message I'm giving today, you have the will to accept it or not to accept it. But for those who understand it and they embrace that faith, they become strong. But for those who doesn't understand and accept it, whatever you preach is nothing. Before they leave here, they only come in here to come and know whether it is possible or it's not possible. Why they are here is because they want to seek for miracle. As they are here listening to this message, their mind is already in another place, waiting for or planning for another evil they will do. Nothing works for that man or woman who does not have faith. Precious blood of Jesus Christ. And I want to say something interesting. In this holy land, it is an open testimony. There are many people who come here, but not and receive many miracles. And who are those who receive signs and miracles? It's those who see faith in this holy ground. For any man who doesn't have faith, you are just like an empty drum moving around. The wind is blowing you around. You have no place to place your hand. This water you see here, ordinary water and ordinary ground, has cured many people. Just like Jesus moving at Nazareth, walking in Galilee, moving in the streets of Palestinians, many people are touching him, pushing him, but they did not receive any healing or miracle. And said that woman who decided from his heart when he was coming to see Jesus, he said, if only I can touch the hem of his clothes, I will be healed. To show you how faith can be powerful. In fact, you don't even need to become a Christian for you to have faith. Faith, God gives people faith. I know that my grandfather, who is a pagan, told me that the idol works for those who believe in idol. That if you do idol, if you prepare a charm, as you are preparing it, you are not saying in your heart, will this thing work? It will not work. And he told me that this thing is like you use your left hand preparing charm, you use your left hand destroying it. He said, when you come out with a strong mind and say, let this thing be, or you command something in faith, you should believe it. You should not be afraid. Because the moment you shake, that charm will no longer work for you, even in the pagan world. And on this note, you will now see that faith is the fundamental. We have everything. We have seen signs in the Catholic Church that will help us to believe in what we are seeing here. On the day this giant crucifix was opened, when the cross was unveiled, there was miracle of the sun, the policeman, and the soldiers who are guiding some foreigners. So the moment you see the sons and every signs going on, he dropped the gun. Doesn't even know when he dropped the gun and started running. Said, it is true, because he sees the sign. And now he believes he kneel down. A Muslim kneel down and begin to pray like Muslims and glorify the name of God. There are many Christians here. Many of us who are here busy eating up by the corners of the place, and they did not see anything because we don't have faith. Precious blood of Jesus Christ. We must walk in faith so that all this thing that is pursuing us will stop. There's no counseling, no prayer that a priest can do in your home that will deliver you if you don't have faith. The first example I give, why that man that family was affected, why that charm affect that man in his farm, is because the whole member of the families are pagans in their hearts. If they have strong faith in God, nothing can happen to them. I give you a testimony when I was little children. I have said this testimony many times, but I want these little children who are here to develop the same faith. We normally go out, this is season of mango, to go and pluck mangoes in the bush, in the farm. Or if we go to hunting and all that, we saw many mangoes, but there's this one beautiful mango inside the bush. One woman will always go carry something like a snail, the shell of snails and other things, tie with rope, tie around the waist of that mango, as if to say it's God. When we come, if we reach there, we will smile that this woman is protecting the mango for us. We will do the sign of the cross, and We don't say much prayer, only the sign of the cross. And do you know what we believe there? That we are covered. Only the sign of the cross we will do. We will remove it, put it by the side. We will cram and carry it. When we come down, we will sit down there eating the mango. There is a day we did it. The woman came and said, I know all these Omanja boy children, this thing will not affect you. It's not affecting us because we have the power of what? Sign of the cross. We have faith in the sign of the cross. How many people has power in the sign of the cross again? There are certain places we will be going, we feel like we become afraid in the night, we will do the sign of the cross. We see faith covering us, we continue to move. But today, many Christians will come home. They see lizard, even common lizard that come and eat something. That lizard has negative connotation. It's evil spirits. Those people will no longer enter the house again. How many houses has been buried? People, Christians who are sitting down here looking at me. How many houses do we have drum of salt buried in their homes? How many of you have buried candles and live animals in your homes in the name of protections? I'm asking. This is sign of faithlessness and idol worshiper. Pagans are now stronger than you. And those who will do these things are not pagans. I am hammering on this because the Christian faith is shaking. The worst part of it is this. The little faith we have, when somebody carry this story and come to you and tell brother or father or pastor or sister, I'm having this, people will magnify their problem and put them more fear in them. It's somebody that is after you. Precious blood of Jesus Christ. A friend of mine came back one Christmas. According to him, he gave some gifts to people and he went back to business and his business started shaking. And he went for prayer. Somebody asked him, did you give anybody money? He said, yes. I went home, I shared some money to some people. He said, that is their cause. That is the problem. They have taken that money to shrine. And you have to do 21 days fasting. Then you will now sow seed to replace the seed you have sown in the house of demon. The young man started fasting. This type of fasting is not doing you any good because it's fasting of faithless man. After that fasting, he now sows big seed. You know what I mean by seed. He sows seed. After sowing that seed, he now return home. Charity stop. Any Christmas he goes home, he don't give anybody time. He don't even allow anybody to visit their home. My question is, are you building faith or are you destroying faith? So you will stop the work of charity, because if you give someone money at home, the person takes that money to shrine, all your good, all your efforts, all your business will collapse. You have questions to answer. That shows faithlessness of our time. What is Satan trying to achieve? Satan wants to make everyone slave of fear. Satan wants to block and stop the work of charity, which we freely do because we have faith and because we love. Satan wants to make us, though we are Christians, confessing faith in Christ Jesus, but we don't believe in that Jesus. And in the end, we will come to know that all that we are doing around here is just deceiving ourselves. No wonder why a priest will be standing on the pulpit preaching about God. Our mind and our heart is going to pastors and signs, those who will in the end tell us the falsehood that we desire to believe. What I'm saying is this, is not that there is no presence of Satan in the world, far from that. But what I'm saying is that for those who believe in God, God has given them power to conquer the world. He said, you have conquered the world. I have conquered the world. You also must follow me and conquer the world. So since Jesus has conquered the world, we are all victorious men and women. Is it not true? So Satan will not harass us anymore. Our mind and heart will center on Christ Jesus. Precious blood of Jesus Christ. In the reign of faith, that's where I'm concluding this message. In the reign of faith, something happens. It is no longer the time when a sister or a brother will come to someone and say, pray for me. You pray for yourself, knowing fully that everybody is sons and daughters of Jesus. Nobody has Jesus more than another person. Do you know that? You have Jesus just as I have Jesus. Jesus is your own brother, is the same way is my own brother. You have the right to enter his palace and ask him whatever you want. In fact, Jesus will desire to see you coming. In this way, you have the same access to the mother of God, to the saints. It is only a matter of gentle faith, that strong faith in him. At this time, when faith reigns, our eyes open to see the miracle of love. It is only faith that reveals the mystery of love. How can someone like Abraham discover that or somebody like Joseph or even Abraham discover that his patient waiting is a blessing in future? Joseph, who was sold to Egypt, all the rigorous suffering he did there, now he can see that all those things he suffered is for the good in the plan of God. The same thing applies to those who have faith. They see the future revelation of love, the mystery and greatness of what God is doing in future. Anything you see, any greatness you see in this world has foundation in faith. This devotion that is spreading, we are promoting devotion to the precious blood, is an attribute of faith. If we did not yield and sacrifice ourselves to it, the mission could not have reached this level. Because we are not seeing beyond our nose, but faith opens our eyes to see beyond even the infinity. We see far away because we have faith. Faith makes one eye to see not only in time, you transcend to eternity, because love, faith united with love continues, because our faith leads us to love. When faith is completely immersed, consumed in love, faith disappears, hope disappears. What will now permanently remain is love in God. And that is when a soul now finds himself totally in the love of God, beginning in this world, not in the world to come. When what moves you is love, which is faith walking in love, you begin in faith, leading you into hope, and then consume in love. In this way, you have no will. What is moving you around is nothing but love of God. In this way, you will now understand the mystery of the cross. Crosses will no longer be a problem to you to carry. Difficulty you are having in your family, you see it in the eyes of love, which is also greater than the eyes of faith. Are you still with me? If you are with me, it will help you to understand that the beginning is faith, but the end should be in love. And the love I'm talking about is not the consuming love that we end in paradise. What I'm actually talking that's very interesting is that This love has to begin here. Thanks be to God, in our Christian faith, we have the article of faith. This article of faith has a goal. That goal is the hope in which we are striving towards. But this hope and this journey find its fulfillment when faith enters in love. You now call it faith working in love. But the conclusion of this, when this faith is totally consumed in love, faith disappears, hope disappears, love moves on. In this movement of love, a soul discovers that even if there is no heaven, you will still love. Even if there is no purgatory, you will still love. Even if there is no hellfire, you will still love. Because you have found out that there is someone who loves you more than you love yourself, who plans for you. In fact, in this knowledge of God, which faith has led you into, your soul will find peace and will find rest. So I beg God today that all those who are listening to this message, who have discovered the importance of faith, walking in love, will follow Christ in his teaching. Believe that Jesus has risen and his resurrection has given us hope that one day all of us will unite with him through Christ our Lord. We make a little intercession using hymn 118. Wherever you are, you turn your mind to the Eucharist. Let us ask Jesus to increase our faith. Dear loving Jesus, we have come as usual, kneeling in your presence with reverence and worship.
Adoration to you, Jesus. Adoration to you, Jesus. Adoration to you in the Eucharist. Oh, adoration to you, Jesus. Adoration